Hi, my name is Kelly with JUKI America, and today our project is this fun dog bandana for St. Patrick's Day, featuring the RICOH Direct Garment Printer. This project requires a half a yard of fabric or a fat quarter, but a couple of things you'll want to keep in mind when making this is we want to customize it for the dog. Our dog is a medium build with a 1-inch collar. So I made sure that this space for the collar was big enough to slip it through. And also you want it long enough so it frames your pet beautifully. I have cut out one piece of fabric on the fold, 14 inches long, 10 inches wide, and 8 inches on the side. I used a ruler to cut a point from the 14-inch mark to the 8-inch mark. In the RICOH Design software, I'm going to begin with Easy Designer. I'll select Other for garment type and Thin for garment thickness. When selecting a tray, I'm selecting the size. A4 is 8.5 by 11 and Portrait is the orientation. When loading the tray, Portrait image will print from the top to the bottom. In Landscape, it's going to print from the right to the left. I'm going to select Import from Smart Device via Network. It's easy to retrieve a picture right from your phone. Let me show you how easy it is. I'm going to put my camera right up to the screen and touch. Now it asks select the image, so I'm going to select the image from my photo library. And I'm selecting it and then add and then upload. Once I select upload, I have a code. I'm going to enter the code on my computer and then select next. And there it is, my image. Wasn't that easy? Select the image and then OK. To crop the picture, I'm going to select trim and adjust the picture so I can cut out what I don't want and leave what I want in the picture. That looks good. Except the print looks a little dark, so I'm going to turn on auto adjust. I'm also going to turn on blurred edges to give it an undefined border. Awesome. So to get ready for printing, I'm going to move the picture into the center of the design layout. And then select print again, and then start printing. When using the portrait layout on the printer, the R indicated at the top shows you that the printing is going to start here and print down. So I'm going to put the piece of fabric for the bandana right on the tray and center it. I'm going to check my center mark. It looks good. So we can start printing once our tray is completely loaded. I'm going to tuck all the fabric inside and we're all set. I'm going to load the fabric into the finisher so we can press the top. I just slide it in and then I'm just going to move the lever to the left and it'll take 30 seconds to press. I'm loading the tray into the printer, and then to activate the printing, I'm simply pressing start. Oh, our print of Nala turned out really great. Now I'm going to put it into the finisher to bake the ink right onto the fabric. And that'll take about 3 minutes. Our print of the dog came out really nice, but now I'm going to change the layout for the shamrocks to landscape. So the first thing you'll want to find is that R. This R is for the landscape layout. So I'm going to make sure when I line this up that it's going to print on the left side of the dog. So I'm going to take the edge of the fabric off about a 1/2 inch and have the edge right on top. The other thing I want to make sure of is that I'm clearing the center line. See that? The center line's over, so my shamrocks will print right over here. And then I'm just going to tuck everything in and print our shamrocks. And we are ready to print the shamrocks. I'm going to select back to top and then OK. I'm going to open a design I've already worked on for St. Patrick's Day, so I'm selecting Load Save Data. Notice this is going to come in at a landscape orientation. So we're going to change the way we put this in the tray. My shamrocks are going to print on the left-hand side of the fabric. So it looks great. We're all ready to go. I'm going to select Print and then Print again. I have pressed the fabric. And now we're going to print our shamrocks. Again, I'm just going to simply press Start. All right, the shamrocks have printed out on the left side. I'm going to bake those on as I did before in the finisher, and then we'll get done with the right-hand side. I'm going to retrieve the shamrocks for the right-hand side. So I'm going to click on Back to Top, OK, Load Save Data, and then my file for the shamrocks on the right-hand side of the bandana. And there they are. Let's get ready to print. All right, our shamrocks on the left-hand side turned out great. So now I'm just going to place this to print the right-hand side. And again, I just want to point out that that R indicates landscape layout, and it's going to print from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to put the right-hand side over here, lining up the edge of the fabric on the edge of the plate and putting it over about a 1/2 inch. I'm going to tuck in my fabric. And let's print the right-hand side. I put it back into the finisher just to press it, and then I'm going to be printing the last of the shamrocks. I am printing the last set of shamrocks on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to add a little embroidery and finish the bandana. The printing has turned out wonderful. Now I'm going to prepare to add embroidery to the dog bandana. I have opened up my TAJIMA Writer Plus software for my embroidery system so that I can add letters to my dog bandana. I'm just simply going to enter the letters and then change the style of the font. And I'm going to click on the screen again to add more lettering. All right, that looks really good. I'm going to select green, and I'm going to bring the size down just a little bit. Nice. I think I'll also rotate the design. That looks great. And to center it. And now I'm ready to save it, put it on a USB stick, and embroider the design. I have added stabilizer underneath the fabric and have hooped it so that I'm ready to embroider. We're now ready to embroider. And I have added a piece of stabilizer at the bottom just to stabilize that point because it's a close match. So I'm just going to press start on my JUKI TAJIMA Sai and we'll start the embroidery. finish the dog bandana, I am pressing the sides and the bottom over a 1/2 inch twice, and then I'm going to top stitch it on my machine. I'm sewing down using the inside edge of the presser foot as my guide. I love the stitch on the TL-18 because it looks perfect on the top and bottom side. So I can get a really nice top stitch right on the edge of that fabric. Now that the sides are top stitched in place, the last step is to press the top over a 1/4 inch and then 1.25 inches so that the collar fits in there really nice. And I'm going to edge stitch that once I have it pressed in place. I'm now stitching the top edge down. When I get to the end, I'm going to reinforce it with by reversing so that it's strong enough for the collar. What a beautiful stitch. Thank you for joining me today in making this dog bandana. I think it turned out great for Nala, but use this to personalize it for different holidays all through the year.